Thank you, Gabriel and Cindy. And now we travel to the Taste of Home from Singapore Ong Teong. Easy-to-cook dishes from Singapore and Malaysia. I don't know if our friends from Singapore are here. Yes, thank you so much, Hong Jing, a legend from Singapore and Malay cuisine. He present here today in Cascai.
Good afternoon. Thanks for persevering and staying on to listen to this talk. I just have a quick introduction. I was actually born in Penang, Malaysia, went to school there, and then went to university and postgraduate education in London, worked as a telecommunication engineer in London, and then went to Singapore to join the university as an engineering professor. And then from then, I am researching and writing about heritage food and heritage related to food. Let me start by talking about, I'll just go through two of my early books, and then I'll talk about this particular book. But before I go on, I would like to explain Nyonya heritage food. Now, that's one of the earliest fusion food. And the influence of this cuisine is from the Chinese, Fujian in southern China, and the Malays in Southeast Asia. Okay, how do I move this? Oh, try this. Okay. Yes, this is my first book, Penang Heritage Food, Yesterday's Recipe for Today's Cook. Now, it took 5 years to actually come up with this book, and actually probably as long as it took to do my PhD, all right? So now, what is actually interesting is that when it was first published in 2005, all recipe books were all about recipes. And this is probably one of the early books that include stories and historical perspectives of the dishes. And not only that, it includes old photographs. Now, it is very unusual in those days to take photographs of food. Actually, it was most of the old photographs were taken by my father. You can see the one at the bottom. Those are my siblings cooking with my mother. So as I said earlier, this Nyonya food is influenced by the Malays and the Fujian cuisine. And in this particular book, they are also influenced specifically from the Hainanese, which is another Chinese dialect, the Indians, especially from the south of India, the Thais, and the Europeans, as Tai earlier mentioned in her talk. And this actually, most of the dishes are savory. My second book is about origins, utensils, and recipes. And originally, the intention was to talk about traditional tools used for cooking. But then we ended up doing Nyonya dishes from Malaya, or what used to be Malaya, which is now Malaysia and Singapore. So as I mentioned earlier, is a fusion food between Malay and the southern Chinese, and it's predominantly cooked in the 3 states of Malaysia, which used to be called the Strait Settlement. In other words, they are Penang, Singapore, a heritage family dish. All right, and then you have this onion rings. On the main dishes, we have curry. This is the vegetable curry. And this is actually cooked with curry powder. All right? And then the next one is actually chicken curry. But nowadays, it is much more easy. It is easier and convenient to buy curry paste. So this is actually cooked with curry paste. It's faster. All right. It's all about easy to cook food. And then the next one is actually satay. Is actually meat. All right. But actually satay. But instead of being grilled, it is fried. And then the last chapter is about desserts. And the first one is actually gula melaka, which is actually served with coconut milk and coconut sugar. All right. Now, this is actually very interesting. I mean, I just read on the Facebook that actually this was served in England years ago. It was probably brought from Malaysia to England, and then it's still being actually served today. The next one is what we call koi yin or Teong, I think, and this is a dessert which is actually served in December for the winter solstice, okay? And then the other one is actually, this is gula melaka in jelly, all right? This is a nice mold there. Okay, so I just like to explain why I wrote this new book. Because I also write about heritage, and I also write about, Nyonya heritage. And I realized that the number of people or Nyonyas and Babas cooking Nyonya food is getting smaller and smaller. So you have, because it's very complicated dish, I mean, the dishes are complicated. It takes a lot of manual work. So you don't expect anybody to cook this food if they cannot cook. So that's why I thought you have to start basics and start them young, or if they are really interested. Okay? Anyway, I already explained that the dishes are not normally recorded. So I wanted to also show that traditional dishes are not too difficult to cook. I think earlier speaker, I think Fifi was talking about Thermomix. And I thought it was a good... Okay, yeah. It was a good example of doing Nyonya food using that. Okay, so on the top here, that was the only utensils I had, all right, for cooking as a student. Okay, so thank you very much.